everybody. This recording will cover the next two assignments that are due on the calendar. They are called, hold on, let's see. I did not have the calendar open, sorry. On the calendar, they are called the IRIS module questions and applying your knowledge. Okay, so you'll see they're due back-to-back weeks. This week, the 12th, is our spring break at Francis Marion. I will actually be out of the country. I'm taking my 18-year-old nephew, don't ask why, to Germany for his birthday and his graduation, an early graduation from high school present. So I will be gone. I leave on the 10th, but you still have things due on the 3rd and the 10th. Okay, so let me show you exactly what I'm looking for. So first of all, let me tell you about this tab. This tab is called Progress Monitoring in Math. I just opened it for y'all, and it's just a PowerPoint. This is the PowerPoint about progress monitoring in math, and then this is progress monitoring. I almost said part, I don't know what I almost said. Progress monitoring with sound part 1, and then this one is part 2. I made a little mistake, so read this and disregard what I said up here. Both of these PowerPoints are adapted from my former advisor at Penn State, so that's why I gave him credit here. But I would recommend looking through these PowerPoints at least, or excuse me, either this PowerPoint or the PowerPoints with sound, okay? Just so you can become more familiar with progress monitoring in math, as that's what the next couple assignments are about. Okay, so if you go under assignment spring 23, we already did the application exercise, right? That was the one where you looked at the lesson plan from the Archer and Hughes textbook. And I know y'all are using that textbook in Dr. Nixon's class. So use it as a reference point, right? Use it, the assignment that we did, think about how the assignment that we did, the application assignment, how can that help you when you're writing your lesson plans and everything for her, and then thinking about, down the road when you were student teaching, how can this textbook help you? Okay, but that one's done. So now we are up to this one, IRIS module, progress monitoring in mathematics, parts 1 and 2. There are all sorts of different names for these two assignments. I don't know why, so I'm going to show you every name that I have for them. I keep saying I'm going to change it, and I keep forgetting to do that. So anyways, if you click right here, and again, sorry, going back, it just says view the PowerPoints under the progress monitoring in math tab before you begin, which again is right here. But then I also, just because you all know how helpful I am, that the same folder is also right here. Okay, so where it says progress monitoring in math, this is the exact same content here that you will also see here. Okay, I was just trying to make it easier for y'all. So, but it's the exact same thing. So if you click here, you're going to see exactly what I just showed you 2 seconds ago. All right, so just trying to be, the little helpful person that I think I am. Okay, so here's a description of the next 2 assignments. This is taken right from the syllabus. It's under component 2, progress monitoring in math. So you're going to look at an IRIS module. I think most of you have done at least one of these, whether with me or with one of your other professors. It's pretty straightforward. I'll show you what to do in just a second. You can certainly work with a partner or small group if you want for both of these assignments. Remember, if you work with a partner or a small group, only one person needs to submit, and then just make sure to include everyone's names on the assignment, okay? So you can either access the IRIS module right here. You can just click on it. Let's make sure it works. Oh, well, lies.com, you have to then click here. Okay, so it is progress monitoring in math. I think most of you, again, have seen this before. You can certainly play the Kahoot if you want at the end, just to see your knowledge, but you don't have to do anything with that. So you all know you will work through the module, and then what you will submit are the assessment questions. So again, what I would do, I would just have the Word document that I'm going to show you open on one side and the IRIS module open on the other side, and you can kind of work through it at the same time. Name at least 3 benefits of formative assessment, describe how GOM allows the teacher to track students' growth, briefly describe. So this one, where it says briefly describe, making sure to include each step, provide a little description about each step, right? Don't just list the steps, briefly describe them as well. Do I need a page for every single step? No, but I need a little more than just step 1, boop, 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 step 2, boop, boop, boop. All right, give me some information. Okay, and then this one I wanted to talk about for 1 second. Let me just click OK on that. Mr. Alexander is a sixth grade mathematics teacher who is monitoring the progress of all his students. Score Amani's week six probe, excuse me, by digits correct. You do not have to submit anything for this probe, okay? So just get out a piece of notebook paper, score how you think, and again, you might want to work through the progress monitoring in math PowerPoints first and then do this IRIS module. So you don't have to submit anything for this probe, okay? Because I know people always say, I can't submit the probe. You don't have to submit the probe. As I say, I'll show you where I say it in just a second. But just go ahead and practice scoring this probe. See how you think Amani does. Okay, and then you are going to graph the data for the last 6 weeks. Describe what Amani's data indicate and the resulting instructional decision that Mr. Alexander should make. And then list 2 talking points that you would note in a meeting with Amani's parents regarding her performance. So you want to kind of be specific. Think about if you notice any specific errors. Is she making the same errors over and over again? Okay, you can, I think, click here. This is kind of where it gets a little tricky sometimes. So there, let's see. I think you can put the graph. I think if you wanted to print it out, you can, you can graph it this way, whatever kind of works for you. Okay, so those are the assessment questions. So let me go back to, let me go back again. Hold, please. Okay, so again, you can access it here or here, the IRIS module, yeah. And then the second part is called Progress Monitoring in Math, Applying Your Knowledge. So this one, again, you will look at actual progress monitoring measures, score them both, and you'll see what I mean in just a second, and answer 2 discussion questions about the different methods for scoring the math probes. And again, you can work with a partner or a small group. You can access it here, here. One moment, please. Okay, so it'll look like this. Okay, so here are the 2 probes. Oh, those are the ones that are already done. And then here are the ones that you will score. So notice they are different. So they're all for a student named Rashid. But this problem, for example, says 64 plus 57, 64 plus 57. The ones down here are different, okay? Because people are always like, wait, they're the same probes. They're not the same probes. So it even tells you it is an alternate version of the probe he was administered earlier. Okay, so it contains equivalent but different items. So you're going to score this first one according to the number of correctly answered problems. Again, you don't have to submit your score, you don't have to submit this sheet or anything, okay? So that you're going to score it to the number of correctly answered problems. And then this one, you're going to score according to the number of digits correct. And if, as you work through that progress monitoring in math, those PowerPoints before the IRIS module, you'll understand what this means, I promise. Okay, and then you're going to compare the results of the probes that you have scored using the 2 different methods. So again, you don't have to submit the probes, but I want you to tell me, oh, why is the answer there? Well, gracious day in the morning, I need to remove that answer. Apparently, the answer, what? Well. So, all y'all are welcome. I will remove that answer. I did not know that that was there clearly. But anyway, story of my life, people. I will remove, I might remove this link, actually, is what I should say. So you'll do these 2 separate parts. Here's what they're called in the grading section of the syllabus: progress monitoring, IRIS module assessment questions, which is the first part, right here. And then progress monitoring part 2, applying your knowledge, which is the second part right here. Okay. That was very interesting that the answer was there. My bad. Let me see what happens if we click on it right here. Clearly I'm doing this live, y'all. So there you go. Well, okay, there you go. Whew, I'm going to remove that other link because these are the questions I want you to answer, okay? Compare the results of the probes that you scored using the 2 different methods. So you can mention the scores, say, oh, in the first method, his score was this. In the second method, his score was this. But you do not have to submit these graded probes to me, okay? And then the second question, now discuss some of the potential advantages and disadvantages of each scoring method. Compare his first probe with the second probe that you just scored. Do you notice any pattern of in the types of errors he is making? And what they mean here, the first probe is up here, okay? These two are considered his first probe, if that makes sense, all right? And then these two right here, well, they're the same probe, right here are the second probe, okay? So that's what they mean by that question. So look up here at the, they're the same, again, the first probes, these two are the same. So use one of these pages and compare it to one of these pages. All right, that's what they mean by that question. Okay, so do you notice any pattern in the type of errors he is making? You may or may not, but look around, see if you do. All right, so again, the progress monitoring math, you'll work through the module, and then here are the questions. You'll submit those right there. And part 2, you can access right here, and then here are the, you know me, I have it in a Word document for you. I'm not sure if I can see it because the clock is always in the way, people. Always in the way. Let me just show you. Okay, so here is the, remember you might need to click the enable editing. So here's the Word document, and this is where you will just type in your answers, okay? Goes right along with what I just showed you. It's the exact same questions, but you'll just type your answers here, and then this will be the only page you submit. Okay, so again, remember the first probe are the ones that were already scored, right? And then the second one are the ones that you are scoring. Okay, so let me get back. I think that there's the syllabus. I think, all right, so I think that is everything. Let me just make sure. Okay, again, so over here, it's under the assignment spring 2023 tab. Okay, so you'll click right there. This progress monitoring and math, you can also find right here. Okay, so all you will submit, you will work through this module, you will submit the assessment questions, which of course I have as a Word document also. Y'all should know that by now. You might need to click enable editing. Okay, so here is the Word document for the IRIS module, the whole module that you will work through. Again, remember, you can just type right into the Word document, and then you don't need that. And then the second part, you will click here, and then here's where you will type in your answers. Also remember, if you click here, you can access the Word document right here. All right, so I think that's it. Sorry, I found a little surprise as I was doing this video, but I am gonna remove this link. I will leave this link for you, but I'm a little bothered by the fact that the answers are there somehow. So don't just copy the answers because I'll be able to tell. Okay. So again, progress monitoring math, IRIS module, answer the question, submit right here. And then progress monitoring part 2, applying your knowledge. You will look at the probes for Rashid. You will score the 2 probes in the 2 different ways mentioned, and then you will answer those questions. All right, that will take us all the way through up to March 10th. And again, that the next one is my spring break. And I will get the next assignment, which is due March 24th. It's just reading an article and then responding in a Flipgrid post. I will get that posted certainly before I leave the country, and probably at the end of February or beginning of March. Okay, so that's it for these couple assignments. Make sure you are getting your hours in. Again, it's almost the end of February. There's spring breaks coming up. There's intersessions coming up. There's all sorts of stuff coming up. At least we don't have snow days to worry about, right? Like up north. But make sure that you are getting your hours in, okay? Because if you notice on the calendar, the due date for your hours is hold please, April 28th. Okay, so you need to make sure that you have preferably, you need your hours done hopefully before this time. Okay, and remember, make sure you're looking in the syllabus so you're following the directions that are listed in the syllabus about how you can get your hours. Okay, so I think that is it, and I hope y'all are doing well. Let me go back to the calendar just because. Hope y'all are doing well, and I will be back later with your next assignment about the principles of effective instruction. But these are the next 2 things. The IRIS module assignments are the next ones that you want to start working on in addition to getting your hours. Okay, that's it. Have a great day.